Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another E3 stream. I hope you guys are having a good day. Hello, Mark. Hello, Captain Kirby. Hello, Kat. Hello, Reo-san. You said you're always picking up your girlfriend at this time, but she's quitting her job soon. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll stream at a different time one of these days. But, by the way, if you guys don't know Reo-san, also known as Adrian, that dude has been watching my YouTube videos and stuff like that since 2008. So he is an OG, awesome dude. He's stuck around for so long. He's crazy. I don't know how he stuck around this long, but it's awesome. So I always appreciate you being here, man. It's very cool. Cat has the power to ban me. You won't. Yeah, we were on 2006, Mark. Damn it, I do need to update that. I always forget. Thank you for the reminder. All right, should be fixed now. This is not Duke. Don't worry. That's I think that's a couple years down the line. Well, technically, part of it's a Wii Music year. It's at the very beginning, but it's not known as Wii Music yet. But yeah, so we were supposed to have a huge storm here tonight, and I've been like keeping track of the radar for like all day, and the storm has been inching closer and closer to my area, but as it got here, literally you could see the rain band split, and like there was a giant gaping hole between like north and south of where I am, and it's basically not hitting us at all. We haven't even gotten rain, so we lucked out. And thankfully, I don't think it'll do anything for the stream. Hopefully, everything will be solid. But yes, Wii year. This was my most hyped E3 ever. Oh, you need rain bad, Mark? Yeah, we don't need too much rain. It's been pretty solid here. Oh, you guys had to know in where you are, Duke? I think that makes sense, since a lot of that just moves from west to east. Had some pleasant rain. Nice. So yeah, E3 2006. What I'm going to do here today is we're not going to jump right into Nintendo's press conference for 2006. I think it's important to go back and see Nintendo announce the controller for the Revolution at the time, or the Wii, because they announced that, or they showed that off for the first time at Tokyo Game Show in 2005. So, few months after E3, oh, you're so bummed you missed the last one. I forgot to at you, Ryan. Welcome, hello, thank you for being here. But it's my fault. I forgot to at you, man. But yeah, so we're gonna watch them reveal the controller first, and then we'll talk about that a little bit. Was the last one the Revolution? Yes, they announced. They announced the Revolution at that one. Iwata held up the Revolution in his hands like this and showed off how tiny it is. But yeah. So, why don't we get started with that first? And basically turn off this music. So, TGS, Tokyo Game Show 2005, Iwata had a little keynote. Cartoon Gamer, what's up? Hello. Appreciate you stopping by to say hi. Very cool to see you here. But yeah, so he had a keynote. We're not going to watch all of this keynote. We're just going to watch up until he reveals the Wii controller, or Revolution controller at the time. It's also interesting because there are differences between the controller from when they revealed it here to when they showed it off again at E3 2006. So I thought it'd be cool to see the differences there. So why don't we switch over to full screen here and get started quickly with this and see what Nintendo had. Sweet, really old video editing here. Looks awesome.
Well, I think I have taken a long time for the prelude.
As always, Windows Movie
Now
Maker,
that
baby.
Nintendo has
Hope
demonstrated
the audio is good
positive
once again.
result in
But
the expansion of the gaming market with DS by expanding the user base.
this part's a little dry,
What
so
will
that's
we
why we're not going to watch
propose
all of it.
on
But
console arena? As you know, I talked about our upcoming console codenamed Revolution at this year's E3.
this is kind of like a
This is
recap
the
for you,
picture
Ryan,
of the console
because
that we showed
they
at
showed off
E3.
like these pictures
At
and
approximately
stuff
the
like that.
size of 3 DVD standard cases stacked together, it is very a compact console.
This is Iwata talking. I know it's hard
Our
to tell
aim is
because he's so
identical in
tiny,
both the
but
portable and
this
the
is Iwata.
console game machines. Nintendo always had the same mission. How can we expand the gaming population, and how can we develop
Yes,
the market?
very considerate.
The goal is identical, and it is in this area that we must focus our efforts. Even before we began our proposal,
It
with
looks
the
like a
Nintendo
lecture
DS,
hall,
I have
absolutely.
had a growing sense of crisis. Throughout the history of game development,
But this
since the days of
this
Famicom,
keynote was definitely not
the
for
game
fans
control
at all.
mechanism
This
has
was
become
to
more
show off
and
the
more
controller, and
sophisticated.
that's it, and some data.
Perhaps those who have quit gaming or who have never played with games looked
But
at
I
the controller
remember
and
watching
feel
this
it may be too difficult for them to
because I
play,
was that
even
excited
before
about the
they dare
Revolution.
to touch the controller. In order to expand the gaming population, it is taken for granted that we need to offer games to satisfy veteran gamers. At the same time, I believe we need to make a new proposal so that those who are not playing
I'm
video
assuming
games
that's
now will
sarcasm,
say,
Mark.
I can do it, and I
Or-
want
or
to
joking.
touch it. Here, what is most important is the controller interface.
This is a dub. Yeah, this is a dub. Sorry,
If we
I should have
make
made
the
that
linear
clear.
extension of the interface, those who are not playing with video games today, namely,
You can slightly
those who are
hear him
not
actually
sure
speaking in the
if they have
background.
nimble enough fingers to manipulate today's controllers, will shy away from touching. By dynamically changing the interface to attract those who are not playing
Don't worry
games
about it.
now, and at the same time offering new sensations to veteran gamers.
You're good, Mark. You're good.
We can encourage everyone to play
Yo,
games
Pseudo Box.
with fresh
Welcome.
excitement.
Thank you for being here. Also, thank you for the follow. By the way, you have the honor of being my 100th follower, so thank you so much. Appreciate it. That was very, very nice of you to be here. If you don't know, we're watching the Tokyo Game Show little media briefing here from Iwata, where he shows off the Revolution controller for the first time, and then we're moving to the E3 press conference after this. This shouldn't be too long. So when do we get Navimotes? Hopefully when I can get a what is it called? Affiliate? That shouldn't be too long from now. I have one emote I definitely want to add, but yes, thank you guys for 100 followers. It's awesome.
From that same starting line, we felt that this is the most important thing for us to do. Basically, this is the approach taken for DS. Of course, we cannot physically split the TV screen into two, nor can we make it touchscreen. So,
He said we cannot physically split the TV screen into two, but that's exactly what they did with the Wii U. So it's funny to hear that and think about where their mind was at the time, but they didn't. I guess the technology wasn't there yet, so they went in a different direction. I think that's really cool.
we started by disregarding the conventional wisdom that the game
If you
controller must
unfollow
be
and
held
follow
by
again,
both hands.
can you be the
Please
new
take
100th
a look at
follower?
this video.
Technically you could. Technically you could be, Kirby. But you would have an asterisk by your name. You'd be cheating. So yeah, here it is. Here's the first reveal of the Revolution controller. I was so excited for this. Dez, hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. The audio is like in the background, so it's not direct feed, but this had me so hyped because nobody knew what the controller was back then. Nobody knew what it was going to be, and this was so out of left field. And seeing this kind of thing was just insane. And this is a perfect trailer to show off what it was all about, too. Yeah, all the TV remotes. My brain melted, too. I was so pumped. I was like, I can play baseball in real life? In virtual real life? This always was weird to me. I think he's supposed to be a dentist, but it did not look like that at the time. Yeah, the B button was way different. That's what I'm saying. And you'll see the nunchuck connector coming up here is huge and bulky. It looks like the Wii Motion Plus, but that completely changed too. We would like to play. That was such a good commercial. Yeah, I was talking last stream that I really wanted the green Wii. That was the one I wanted the most. Yeah, the Wii was sold out forever. The nunchuck buttons did change. Also, hello, Alex. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Dude, this part got me really hyped. I'm like, sword fighting in a video game can now be just so fun. Unfortunately, that was not the case, at least with at the start of the Wii's life. So like some of those, there's like very small nuanced differences here. Like the buttons down here are X and Y instead of 1 and 2. These lights are a little bit longer. I think the home and plus minus buttons were different. Dragon Quest Swords was awesome. Yeah, that made good use of it. Also, a talking sock. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Technically, this is 2005, but we're watching 2006's press conference. But yeah, Ryan, Red Steel was the first Wii game shown off ever in a magazine, and I was really, really hyped about it. Oh, look at those controllers, man. The silver one would have been cool too, but I want the green one so bad. And he actually had it with him there.
In order to realize a goal of creating
Does the blue light on your Wii still work? I don't know. I haven't turned on my Wii in forever. So I don't know how much more of this we really need to watch. I really just wanted to show off that first trailer because I think that's kind of what got me so excited about the Wii in the first place. And then I wanted to talk about this as well. So Nintendo announced in April of 2006 that they were changing the name of the Wii, or the Revolution, to the Wii. And I want to like have a little story time because I remember like literally being in middle school. I think I was in 8th grade at the time, and either I got a text or somebody in one of my friends in school told me they changed the name of the Revolution to the Wii, and I legitimately did not believe them. I thought it was a joke. I thought they were just trying to punk me or something like that because the Wii sounded so dumb at the time. Little did we know it was a great name. Really good decision. Easy to say in every language. Just stood out. It was the right move for them. But at the time, I just remember being in shock, knowing that what I thought was an amazing name in the Revolution was changed to the Wii. But I mean, it made sense, and they did good. Obviously, it worked. You haven't got a notification on your Wii in years? Yeah, me neither. And so here we are now, after all that, Tokyo Game Show, they announced the controller. They changed the name of the Revolution to the Wii. Now we're here again at E3 2006. This is where they blew the door open on the Wii itself and showed off games, showed off tons of stuff. So this should be exciting. I remember this conference being very, very good. Hopefully that's not just nostalgia, but that's what I remember. I do think Revolution would have been a good name. Yeah. It was like, it changed to like Xbox, and then the Wii became the one, and whatever, you know. NX would have been a good name instead of the Switch. I like the Switch. I think Switch makes a lot of sense. NX is okay. Yeah, I agree, Sock. Revolution fit the spirit of the Wii, but Wii was a great name. All right, let's get this going. Also, for context, I don't think they're going to mention it at all here, but just so we know, the Xbox 360 was out at this point. Wii and PS3 came out a year after the 360. Don't remember if people remember that or not, but Microsoft wanted a big head start. So here we go. The start to this conference is very fun. Really, really enjoyed the start to this. Favorite unused... I really like Dolphin. Dolphin was a good one. Hello, Yassi. Welcome. Thank you for being here. You did get here just in time for the beginning. There's Miyamoto right off the bat. So, as I was saying to Duke earlier, they opened with Wii Music here, basically. This was not Wii Music at the time, but this turned into Wii Music. Also, it's really funny to look at these old Miis and see how different they are from what the final Miis look like. These ones look a lot derpier. Dressed as a conductor, yes. Ironic Nintendo opens their conference with the Symphony tune, just like PS3's. That's true. Did that guy get canceled last stream? Yeah, he got canceled, but he didn't care, I guess. He just came back, Alex. Yeah. No tricks backstage this time. I think Miyamoto has learned his lesson. Ultra 64 was a pretty good name. Ultra is just an awesome thing to say. I love this opening. This is so fun. And he's actually playing this, which is cool. Yeah, Giga and Ultra are great words. By the way, should also mention here, this is so much larger in terms of audience and crowd. Like the actual arena or whatever, theater is so much bigger than the previous E3 press conferences we've watched in the past. And then here we go off the bat with a montage of Wii games. Excite Truck was awesome. I love Excite Truck. Yes, Ryan, you were just saying that. George Harrison? I think he's still here, Mark. I think he's still around. Miyamoto's just dancing. Oh, here's Red Steel. It looks so much better in demos. But like just the idea of sword fighting back then with the Wii Remote was so cool. It's the Dolby Theater now. This is such an epic opener. Oh, we should have gotten F-Zero, but yeah, Excite Bots. Excite Bots was just a step up from Excite Truck. That was a fun opener.
You came to LA this week to peek into the future.
And Reggie comes out out of nowhere.
All you want is next generation. You're in the wrong place. Because what you'll see from Nintendo is not just next. Instead, it's what's absolutely new. What we're unveiling is the next leap in gaming.
Lewis,
place
welcome.
where playing is no longer just about looks.
It's always
It's
Reggie
about
time.
the feel. Where it's no longer confined to just a few. It's about everyone. And most of all, the next leap is not about what you see, because what you see is not always what you get. The next leap is about playing, because
You hope he
playing
does some
is
dancing
believing.
again. I feel like he won't. Right back into another montage, dude. They went all out this year. Oh, this montage is awesome. This one has so many games and also some canceled stuff, which is very interesting to see. He's a wordsmith, yes. Yeah, so look how different those controllers look from the original reveal. They look a lot more modern, I think. Holy shit! Gotta pause it here. Anthony, thank you so much for the raid. Holy crap, 74 people. Let me switch back for a second here. Welcome everybody from Anthony's stream. Right on time with the Wii reveal. Yeah, let's go. So, welcome everybody. Ian, thanks for the follow. So what we're doing here is watching Nintendo's E3 2006 press conference. Hello everybody. Sorry, I can't say hello to everybody. The chat's already going wild. Xvolt, thank you for the follow. Tom Warshot, thank you for the follow. What we've been doing for the past few streams is we started with E3 2002, and we've watched up until now E3 2006, and my plan is to watch all of Nintendo's E3 press conferences up until, you know, they started Nintendo Directs, and we might watch the Directs as well. So, welcome everybody. Yes, Anthony, this is the one with Project Hammer in it. We're about to see it. They're showing off the sizzle reel right now, where they're going to show off Project Hammer, as well as Disaster Day of Crisis, which came out but not in the US. So, yeah. A Tiny Seven Eyes. I don't know if I said thank you for the follow, but appreciate it. Tintendo33, thank you for the follow. But yeah, Talking Sock, you did pick the right day. All right. Once again, I very much appreciate the raid. Let's get back to it. What do you guys say? Great idea. I appreciate it. I thought it was fun. I thought it'd be fun to go back to these old press conferences and watch them. It's been a good time so far. All right, back to the sizzle reel. Oh, sorry. Yeah, dude, if you could link, I don't have like Nightbot or anything set up, so if you guys could link Anthony's channel, please do. Dude, Wii Sports already. This just got me so excited. I need to set up a lot of my stream stuff still, so sorry about that. Wii Sports even look way different. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it. And Mark, thank you. Dude, that's what I was talking about, Anthony. The Miis look so different. They look a lot more kind of derpy in this time. More Excite Truck. I don't know how many of you guys got Excite Truck, but this was one of the launch games I bought, and I really enjoyed it. Oh, Super Mario Galaxy, dude. I don't remember if they showed it off before this, but Super Mario Galaxy had me so excited. Also, the speaker thing was new. Alex, Rerun, welcome. Hikari, you wish you kept Excite Truck? It's a good game. Just a casual reveal of one of the best games ever. Hell yeah. So did I, Jabriel. Jabriel? Sorry if I mispronounced that. I watched this so many times. And this turned into a Wii Sports Resort game. but it was just a demo at the time. And once again, they had another showing of Metroid. This is 5 years in a row. Job reel? Okay, got it. They've shown Metroid for 5 straight years in E3 press conferences. And it has me sad because we haven't seen Metroid in so long. This guy was real intense. I remember him jumping behind this couch. Yeah, jumping in front of the couch from back here. I thought I would be able to do that, you know? Also, Daniel, hello. Welcome. Some Wii Play stuff here. Jobriel, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, the mid-2000s was prime time for Metroid. WarioWare smooth moves, dude. This was one of the first games that came out after the launch that I got, and it's still like one of my favorite Wii games. Yeah, Anthony. I agree, Duke. If you were going to get a new controller, you might as well have gotten Wii Play. There was no reason not to. And then Red Steel, man. You know, it sucks that Red Steel didn't live up to its potential, but it looked awesome. Let's be honest. Red Steel 2 was very good, though. This is a very good... It's a very good video to show off all the games, coming to be honestly, like... Yeah, it did not have fighters. And Twilight Princess, man, they had been showing off Twilight Princess for 3 years at this point. Finally seeing it come out for the launch of the Wii was awesome. Now you're not that late. You got here just in time, actually. We're only like, what, 5-10 minutes in? So you're here just in time. Link still had left-handed footage. Good catch, dude. Good catch. I forgot they flipped that. Yeah, this is top notch. Martin, hello. Yeah, they showed off so many games. Also, 3v3 and more 1985. Thank you for the follow. I was wrong, by the way. I don't think they showed off Project Hammer yet, but there's another sizzle reel later in this show where they do show it off. But this was just their big games. Project Hammer was supposed to be a
2 years ago at E3,
first-party release, right?
We pulled the curtain back on Nintendo DS, and many said, "Huh?" Last year at E3, we uncaged Nintendogs, and many asked, "Really?"
Reggie.
Then 9
Every
months
time I see
ago
Reggie,
at the
I
Tokyo
get
Game
happy.
Show, we revealed how we from Nintendo will change game control forever. And a lot of people said, well, we'll see. Fair enough. Because
Sales
today
spins.
you will see, and tomorrow you'll start to feel.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the next leap in gaming.
You will feel.
And Nintendo's 2006 media briefing, where we have
Daniel.
answers
We talked
to
about
some
that.
questions.
The
but
name change was
deliberately
crazy.
Not to all. Because our purpose this week is not to fill your left brain with information, but to jolt your right brain.
This is the same
with
messaging
inspiration.
they had during the last press conference.
Let me start with a couple of
Had
questions.
the same messaging for
you.
a year.
Do you know anyone
Dedicated
who's
lurking
never
9 to
watched
5.
TV,
Thank you for the follow.
never seen a movie, never read a book? Of course not.
This reminds you of
So
Nintendo
let me
Space
ask
World.
you one more
Yeah, this
question.
basically took the place of it,
Do you
right?
know someone, maybe even in your own family,
Dude, me too, Ant.
who's never played a
I
video
really
game?
miss Reggie speaking. He's
I
so
bet you do.
direct.
How can this be? If we want to consider ourselves a true
And he used to be
mass
so
media,
savage, too.
if we want to grow as an industry, this has to change.
He is
And today,
direct.
change
Yes.
begins here with a new console, just as it already has with a new handheld. to let me explain, let me begin with what I'm guessing are a
Yeah,
few of
I love
the
the
main
guys here.
questions
You
on
guys are
your
great.
mind. First, the system. Why did you make it so different? And by the way, how much will it cost and when can I get it?
Pun intended.
Oh,
Direct.
Yeah. And what's
Absolutely.
the backstory about that name? And finally, what about the games? And which developers
I agree, Duke.
are
He
on
was.
board with us?
I think they wanted him to have that
As
presence.
many of you know, Nintendo's way is to challenge conventional thinking, not just for the sake of doing things differently, but to do things better. The graveyard of any industry is filled with the headstones of companies who decided to keep doing things
Oh my
the
gosh.
same old way.
I forgot about
Playing
that.
only on the margin, making things just
Forgot about
a little bit
the
better.
Avatar stuff.
That strategy works
That's where it was like, and
for a
bam,
while. But ultimately,
there's your foot or
it's
whatever.
fatal.
He tried to look at his shoe.
Over the years, our industry has come to accept progress simply by what's on the screen. I know many of you were in our audience back in 1996 when Super Mario 64 jumped to life in true 3D. And you
Like how
said,
they're throwing it
"Man,
back here."
That looks great. But that leap to a revolutionary form of gaming wasn't really about the looks. Even then, it was about the feel.
I agree. Reggie made
Moving
things
your
different. Reggie
character
and
and
Iwata
your
both
viewpoint independently
brought something to
in any
Nintendo
direction,
presentations that
all in real
just aren't
time.
there anymore.
And the memory of that moment was also the starting point for Wii. In the same way that Super Mario 64 changed everything.
Yeah, they changed the
we
entire
asked,
layout of the 360,
how
right,
do we
Duke?
make games that feel entirely new all over again? This week, every one of you will feel our answer. As for date and price, we believe it's in our best interest to keep the details private for just a while longer.
It was November for $250. There you go. You got your date and price. I don't remember the exact date, like November 26th or 22nd, something like that.
But for now, let me just restate that we will give you more fun.
Yeah, we don't see enough
for
Doug
less
Bowser.
money,
I don't think he's comfortable with it,
and
honestly.
you'll be playing Wii in the fourth quarter of 2006.
Nintendo, they talked about it during the last press conference. I don't know if they're going to talk about it here.
Okay, next, the name.
That's a good animation.
First, we want to thank everyone who wrote good things about it the day you heard it.
Wait, I think he's going to got a punchline here.
Both of you.
Both of you. There you go. I knew there was something there. That's really good. So we talked about it earlier before we started watching this, but the name change was such a big deal, and obviously it got online forums talking, and people were crazy. Like they were so, I wouldn't say enraged, but confused about the change from Revolution to the Wii. So it's obviously Nintendo heard that as well. Yeah, they were big shoes to fill. It's tough to blame Bowser for that, but I mean, he has a great name. His name is Bowser, for God's sakes. But yeah, so Reggie knew what was up with the Wii name. You were enraged. I was just very
seriously,
confused.
the response didn't surprise us at all. At first, every distinctive name sounds strange. Did you love Lexus the first time you heard it? How about IKEA? How about Google?
I can't remember the first time I heard
Change
those.
is good.
Google's a weird
Wii
name, I
from
will say.
Nintendo means just what it sounds
Google's
like.
definitely a weird name.
We. It's the sound of inclusion, the sound of every gamer you know and every new gamer who's going to join us. It's a giant leap for gaming
You liked a girl named
for
Alexis.
everyone around the world. It's the sound of the future.
IKEA is a weird name, but
As
it
for the last
sounds
question,
right. I don't know
what
why.
about the third parties? Well, we'll be talking about them in detail in just a few minutes and showing you much more on the show floor
Sock,
tomorrow.
definitely. He was a good
For
compliment.
now,
That's absolutely
let
correct.
me just say that on behalf of the names you love from Nintendo and
Yeah,
our partners,
way better.
we
Way
can't
better
wait
than
to show
Wii U.
you what's on the way.
Wii U was a bad name. Okay, this might be the trailer with Project Hammer. You accepted Google, yeah. Dude, Metroid Prime, man. Metroid Prime is my favorite game ever, and just having all these Metroid games was awesome. There's Dragon Quest Swords for the Duke. There's Disaster Day of Crisis. 6-second like CG trailer. So we never got Disaster Day of Crisis here in the US. This was actually developed by Monolith Soft, the same people who now make the Xenoblade games. And it was released in Europe and in Japan, but for some reason, we did not get it. I don't know why. I guess Nintendo thought it wouldn't sell well, but Wii U should have been called Wii DS. I don't know about that. That's weird. I gotta play Dragon Quest Swords again for sure. And yes, Daniel, you definitely need to play Metroid Prime again. Some Fire Emblem love. This was Radiant Dawn. Lots of CG stuff in this sizzle reel, but I think that's okay. SpongeBob SquarePants, I think Ant Dude fans might be into those, right? Super Mario Galaxy, obviously. Creature from the Krusty Carb, it says. Did it really? Let me go back and look at that. Did we see that right? Holy shit, you're right, dude. They spelled that wrong. Breacher from the Krusty Carb. That's crazy. I didn't even catch that. Wow. You'd think they would have edited this a little more, or you know, had some fact checkers. They're not called fact checkers. You know what I mean. Do you blame THQ or Nintendo? I don't know. Good question. Yeah, it's no Resident Evil Revelations. Proofreaders, there you go. Thank you, Duke. Got brain farts sometimes. did that game? I don't think SD Gundam G-Breaker or whatever that was came out in the US. What was SD Gundam G-Breaker? There's no way this game came out in the US, right? If it did, it completely fell like under the radar because I don't remember it at all. Luigi Blood, hello. Tony Hawk Downhill Jam, was that any good? They kept using the same Mario sounds, yeah. Okay, Necronesia. This turned into Escape from Bug Island, and this was like one of the lowest rated Wii games to come out during the first year, I remember. Like, it just got absolutely panned. SD Gundam came out in Japan? Okay. Oh, Harvest Moon did that? Wow. Elebits was a very cool game. It was very quirky, very Japanese. Like, Elebits was a fun launch title if you wanted something weird. I kind of want to get Escape from Bug Island, dude. This is also very interesting to see as well. Yeah, Rayman 4, that's what I'm talking about here, after Red Steel. I think what people always forget is that this Rayman game was supposed to be a full-fledged sequel, and then they ended up making it a minigame collection, which I bought because I liked Rayman, but it definitely is not what we wanted. Like, look at that scene with all the Rabbids. Imagine a full-fledged Rayman game where the Rabbids are actually like the enemy. I feel like that could have been awesome. False advertising for sure. Yeah. Raving Rabbids was pretty fun for what it was as a little mini game compilation. I thought it was pretty cool. Weird trailer though. Super Swing Golf Penya. I never played these games, but I'm a huge golf fan. There's a difference as well. Sonic Sonic was called Sonic Wildfire before it was called Sonic and the Secret Rings. This was one that I was very excited about going into this E3, but it obviously didn't end up very well. Radio Gonzo, hello. I don't know if I saw you yet. There were Nintendo Power previews describing exactly that. Oh man, yeah, I think I remember those. I had Nintendo Power back then. Wildfire is a better name, I agree. But I remember watching like tons of stuff at E3, like off-screen videos. And here's, finally, we get to Project Hammer. I was very excited about this game. And as you can see, it was supposed to be published by Nintendo. And they had demos of it on the show floor during this E3. People were playing it. I need to do more research about it. I think there's like a very long story about why it got canceled or whatnot, but man, this looked like fun. Obviously, it would have been a lot of waggle with the Wii remote, but it just looked like it would have been a fun time. What did Hammer stand for? I don't know. Final Furlong. This horse racing game. Oh yeah. Hammer stood for hammer. That's what that's what it stood for. I don't remember who was developing Project Hammer. I don't think it was Retro though. This Crystal Chronicles game it had some mixed reviews, but a lot of people liked it, I remember. This is also a very good sizzle reel. I think they're probably ending off on that Twilight Princess shot. That was like a 2-second shot of Twilight Princess. But I think they ended on that because they had a demo.
I think you may have recognized that last game. It's called The Legend of Zelda. But this one is different. It is by far
People
the
do love
best
Crystal
Zelda
Chronicles,
game
and
we've ever made.
I think the Wii one was like
also the most
a
beautiful
full
game
RPG,
Nintendo has ever
like
made.
single player.
But just as importantly, it's breaking precedent.
He had not been asked about Mother 3 yet, you're
This is the
right.
first Zelda game that will be right there on launch day alongside a new Nintendo system.
That was a huge deal. Having Zelda at launch was just absolutely gigantic. If they didn't have Zelda, you know, what would they have had? They would have had Excite Truck, and I don't even remember what other Nintendo games were at launch, other than Wii Sports, obviously, but having Zelda there was huge. Worked for the Switch, too. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was huge for the Switch.
How good is that? I know you'll make that judgment for yourself.
You still got it on GameCube. You probably got the better version, Ryan.
First look than right now. So please welcome
Dude,
Nate
Anthony,
and Bill
they
from
did the
Nintendo
same
of
thing for the
America
GameCube.
to host the world premiere of The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, playing on the new Wii.
This was awesome. So I should mention, for the people that haven't been here, the past couple E3 presentations Nintendo has had, they really haven't had any on-stage demos. Like 2002, 2003, they had a couple, but 2004 and 2005, they kind of stopped that. So it was nice to go back to the on-stage demos like this.
Thank you, Reggie.
Yeah, I had to stand in line for the Wii at
Morning,
launch.
everyone. Are you ready?
There's Bill Trinan.
Nate and I are very happy and honored to be able to show all of you exactly how you're going to be playing Zelda this year on Wii.
Bill is still around.
Very basic control is going to be very familiar to anyone who's ever played a Zelda game. Your movement is handled with the analog stick on the nunchuck. Link's arsenal of items is going to be mapped to the plus control pad.
Thank you,
on the
Duke. I didn't
Wii
even see
remote.
that, whatever it was.
And Zelda's patented targeting system will be handled using the Z button, also on the nunchuck in the left hand.
Bill,
But the Wii version of
remember
Twilight
that moment
Princess
you had
takes
with
advantage,
Ryan
of course, of the unique
in a
controller.
bathroom.
It provides new, unique, and intuitive feel to the gameplay, and that's what makes it great. The first thing you'll notice on screen in the Wii version is the presence of a fairy. This fairy indicates where you'll
Sister's
be pointing
boyfriend won a big
with the
Smash
Wii
tournament and
remote's
flew back to
pointer.
you. Bought her
You'll
a
use this
Wii
on
and
a very
DS.
basic
Oh
level
my
to access
god.
all of your menu screens,
Lucky.
select your items. It's very intuitive, it's very nice, it's very easy to use, and I think you're all going to like it.
Having the pointer be
But,
Navi
you
was
know,
was
menus
brilliant.
aren't that exciting, so why
I
don't we
didn't
get
even
into some of
remember
the more
that.
intense battle. Your basic sword swings are handled using the B button on the bottom of the Wii remote.
That changed. Sword swings got moved to a waggle, I didn't remember that was a thing. I wish they had kept this control scheme. At the time, though, when I first played Twilight Princess, I was all about waggling the Wii remote. So it was fun at the time, but going back to the Wii version is kind of difficult now because the waggle controls aren't great.
But of course, not all of your enemies are going to be within reach. Some of them you're going to have to get at from a distance.
The map looks like the
And that's
GameCube
where Link's
version.
bow comes in handy. Like all distance weapons,
You
the
have
bow is
not
gonna
played
be
Twilight
aimed
Princess?
using the
Where's
pointer on
Ganondorf?
the
You're
Wii
just
remote.
mad, Cat. You're just mad because it's not Hyrule Warriors Ganondorf.
Now, as Nate's showing us here, as you aim, there's a circle in the center of the screen. Within that circle,
I liked
your
any
targeting
Wii game
cursor
that
moves
used the
independently.
pointer. Pointer
Outside
controls
it,
were
the camera
great.
moves with it. The beauty of this control scheme is that it's
Kick her
intuitive.
out.
You know, there's no more inverted shooting. Just point and shoot.
Yeah.
And it adds realism to the game. It
This
feels
this
like
part
you're
was
actually
great.
aiming
Being
with
able to
the
point
bow.
and shoot was just
It's not some
fantastic.
controller. Now with the bow, the Wii remote also
You struggle with
adds
Wii
depth of
games,
sound.
Jabriel?
And this is where we can finally
I
start
could
to
see that.
unveil
Motion controls
some
weren't
of the
fantastic
secrets
yet.
that still remain about the controller. Built into the
Yeah,
Wii remote
Wii U
is a speaker.
HD version is good.
You'll hear the bowstring draw taut. You'll hear the flip of the arrow. And then you'll hear that sound
Is
travel
he not
from
wearing
your
a
hand
wrist strap?
to the TV.
Damn, good
where that
point.
arrow will plunge into the chest of your enemy.
He looks like your Nana.
That's depth of sound
No,
that
he's-
no other
there's no
controller
way.
and no other system can offer. And I
Doesn't
know
that mean
other
you should love
developers
him?
already have a whole lot of very unique ideas about how to take
It'll
advantage
come
of
to the
this
Switch,
feature.
Daniel, for sure.
Now here we have Nate showing us some more intense battle. And as I mentioned, basic sword swing is on the B button. But you're also going to be
you gotta
using
parry
the
on
motion
that,
sensing
that
capabilities
motion.
of the Wii remote. A quick jab with the Wii remote, and Link does a shield shove, knocking your enemy silly.
So was that shield shove mapped to the nunchuck then? I think it was, right? I don't know if we knew that the nunchuck had motion controls at this point, because I remember they added that quite a bit later. Yeah, so I don't know if we knew the nunchuck had that yet. Does your Nana have a tiara crown? Not anymore. Now every Wii came with a wrist strap, but they changed it because the original wrist strap didn't have a little clicky thing, so it could get loose, and people complained about that, so Nintendo switched it.
And the great thing is you feel the impact of that shove
It
with
launched,
the built-in
yeah,
rumble
yeah.
feature. Now watch. Oh, Nate's already taken care of him, so we'll do that later.
Yeah, the Wii controller condom,
With
that
the
came
boomerang,
after.
You'll also be using the pointer
They
to
sent
aim.
it to everyone
So
for
what
free
we're
if
going to show you
you
here is some
if you
basic
wanted
Zelda
it.
puzzle solving. It's the same type of thing that you've come to experience in Zelda games, the same type of thing you've come to expect.
It's because people would
Twilight
throw their
Princess is gonna
controllers
feature a
at their
great deal of it.
TVs. There are videos of it.
And of course, the classic Zelda chime
Why?
is also going to be heard
Because
on the speaker.
they
the
would
Wii remote.
swing their controller so much that they would accidentally let go of
Now,
it.
what we're
It wasn't
showing
on
you here today is
purpose.
just a very simple, stripped-down version of a single dungeon.
Grandma
Tiny
bowling
little
into a
area of
TV.
single
That's
dungeon,
right.
And probably what's going to be one of the greatest Zelda games ever.
Gotta practice that safe gaming.
So if Nate can take care of these guys with his bow here really quickly. Oh, Nate.
Hey man,
Oh, you're the only person in America who's played this game and
Oh,
you still
wow.
can't do this?
he's absolutely
Come
getting
on.
wrecked. All the Wii bowling
One other thing
controller
you can do
launches.
is you
Yeah,
can pick
dude.
up crates with the A button on the Wii remote, and then when you want to throw them at your enemy, you just give a quick chuck with the nunchuck. So like I've mentioned, the nunchuck, obviously,
Yeah,
again,
F's in the chat
has
for Nate.
built-in motion sensing capability, independent of the Wii remote. You've got two different controllers, two different motion sensors, and that allows for a lot of freedom with unique control styles. You'll notice here that Link's iron boots also make a return.
This was cool. This is
But these
cool to
boots aren't just
see.
going to weigh you down this time around. If you watch here, they're actually going to lift you up.
Thought this the dungeon in the game that used the iron boots was pretty fun. This dude is peak 2000. Hell yeah.
Magnets can be fun. Who knew?
Was that a
Again,
meme yet?
The E3 version
Magnets?
is just a
There's
very
no way,
compact
right?
dungeon. It's also been toned down difficulty-wise because we want to make sure that all of you out there who have never played a Zelda game, because I'm sure there's plenty of you,
You'd suck.
Can make it to the end.
What? Yeah, excuse me,
but now that we've
Blade?
talked about the basics, we'll kind of let Nate run through, show us
I
some more
don't-
intense
what's going on?
battles, and,
Yo, Perry!
and then take you
What's
to the
up,
end
man? Welcome.
and see what else we have to show you.
Watch E3 2006. Suck at the game. Oh, okay.
Quick
I
little
get
jab
it
for the
now,
shield.
Daniel.
Quick rotation for the spin attack. You'll notice there. Also on the nunchuck.
This is cool. I like these longer demos. It's very
There's a
cool to
little
see
more puzzle solving.
someone actually playing these games in a conference versus just
So
a
again, quick
trailer.
rotation with the
That's
nunchuck for the
also
spin
something we
attack,
don't see in directs
and then you
anymore.
just stab down with the nunchuck, and Link will do his down thrust, finishing your enemies off. And let me tell you, that feels really good.
That downward thrust was also pretty awesome.
I
Like
love
the
that.
sound effects, Bill.
Now, because you're all big Zelda
That's
fans out
true.
there,
That is
we
what
don't wanna
Treehouse is
spoil everything
for.
for you.
That's a good point,
So I'm
Gabriel.
gonna show you what
I
waits
forgot
behind
about that.
door, but
They
I'm
do
sure
that
you all
after
know
their
it's gotta be
directs.
something horrible. But don't worry, even if you're not a Zelda fan and you can't quite handle all that action, also on the show floor, you're going to be able to kick back
This
lakeside
whole chat,
and
you
enjoy
guys
some
have gotten
nice, relaxing fishing.
real
But,
rated
you're all gonna have to bring
PG-13.
your own beer. So we'll see you on the show floor tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Oh man, Bill talking about beer. That's not for the kids. Yeah, so that was a cool demo. I really liked seeing Twilight Princess there. Obviously, a lot of people were excited
This
about that.
Zelda, of course, is the first ever to feature unique
Mark, I could see it
freehand
eventually,
control.
but I don't think it'll be
Tens
anytime
of
soon.
millions of Nintendo GameCube owners around the world will also
I don't
be
know.
playing this game
Bill's
on
a
their
weird dude.
systems. That's because here in the Americas,
Sure wish Breath of the
Nintendo will
Wild had
launch
cool moves.
two different
There's
versions.
some cool moves in Breath of the
One
Wild.
for GameCube and another for Wii on the same day our new console launches.
I don't think that happened, right? I'm pretty sure they delayed the Twilight Princess GameCube version. It was not on the same day as the Wii launch. I don't know how long, maybe it was by like a month, but it did not come out on the GameCube the same day.
Even as technology advances, one thing will never
Yeah,
change.
Perry. I'm pretty sure they delayed
The
it so they
name
could
of the
sell more
game
Wiis.
is still games. How
You
many
reeks,
times
yeah.
have you heard Nintendo
Blue
say it?
Sun, 210.
But
Thank you for the
actions
follow.
speak louder than words. So let's look at some games. Samus is back. And Metroid Prime
Oh, I wish
3
they would say that
Corruption.
now.
You'll not only do more
Samus is
running
not
and gunning,
back.
but both the Wii Remote and Nunchuck controllers, each with its own motion sensor, will pump up your heart rate like never before. It's both the new Metroid
Yeah, okay, so
and
the
most
nunchuck,
intuitive
they did show off the
first-person
nunchuck
shooter
motion controller.
ever. And
No problem,
Mario
Ryan.
is back too.
F's in the chat for Metroid. Yeah.
His brand new adventure for Wii is called Super Mario Galaxy.
Dude, even
And
this
with
game looked
freehand
kind of different back
control,
then.
Mr. Miyamoto has given Mario moves he's never had before.
But like it's also
Swing your
similar at the
hand
same
to bat
time.
away objects,
They really improved the
grab onto
graphics, I
shooting
think.
Stars with the pointer, swim through space, and skip along the stratosphere. We said this new system represents the
Things
next
are looking
leap
up.
in gaming.
You're right, Sock. I should be
But
positive
can it
about
truly be
Metroid.
new if all the names are the same? Of course not. That's why we're hard at work on new franchises to expand our portfolio.
New
And we'd like to
franchises
give you
from
3
Nintendo?
early previews this
What's
morning.
that?
First up is Excite Truck. Most
Yeah.
of you recognize the
You
pedigree.
hate the fact that they announced Metroid Prime
but what you
4 in
won't recognize
2017?
is the method
Me too,
of
Daniel, but I
control.
wish... I don't think they knew they were
Remember
going to
how you
restart
always
it.
tilted the controller like handlebars when you
Des
played
Mario
Excite
Galaxy
Bike?
is great. You got to try
Well,
that at
now
some
you're
point.
holding the steering wheel of a big damn truck. And the terrain deforms
Yeah,
beneath
I'm
you
buying Metroid
in
Prime
real
4
time.
immediately. I don't
This
care if it's
feels
$200.
like driving. Next, isn't it just fun to bash things? In
Excite
Project
Truck is
Hammer,
awesome.
Swing the controller.
Okay, I didn't know they even had like a bigger presence for Project Hammer here. Dude, Reggie can say whatever he wants, Perry, okay? Yeah, he said big damn truck, and Reggie is okay with saying that because he's Reggie. But yeah, so I didn't know they showed off even more
bash
Project
things?
Hammer here.
In Project Hammer, swing the controller and the bad guys get nailed.
The bad guys get nailed, dude. That's right. The way he delivered that was a little weird.
But what happens if the bad
Kinda
guy
does look like a Platinum
is
game.
Mother Nature? Survive or not, it's your call. In disaster, day of crisis.
Yep. This, like I
Come
said,
feel the panic.
it's
and bring
crazy
the
that they're talking
catastrophe
about all
under
these,
your
and like
control.
2 out of the 4 of these games never came out in the U.S.
Obviously, game creation inside Nintendo is important. But just as important is what's coming from our great third-party partners around the world. Independent developers have been hard at work in Japan. And although we won't be spending a lot of time today
Reggie doesn't want to
detailing
eat any
their
of his damn
projects,
vegetables.
we did want to underscore a couple of excellent examples.
I do think it's Red Steel time, Daniel.
When Sega saw the new control system, they said,
Oh,
it's time
Sonic
to put
first.
Sonic back into gear.
The
Finally,
demos
Speedster
really
is
made this game
totally
look
under
fun.
Your control. Look up.
His
The
hand
mothership
movements,
is about
though.
to land, and Square Enix
That's what he's
is
doing.
arriving with an exclusive iteration of its legendary series.
Yeah, so has anybody
with
played
Final
this Crystal
Fantasy
Chronicles
Crystal
game? Because I have it, but I've never tried it. And
Yet again,
it kind of looks
We
fun.
will take what is familiar and reinvent it.
It's not bad. Okay.
And Hallmark franchises
Way
are
different.
also on the way from this side of the Pacific. You may be a veteran all-pro playing EA's Madden Football, but with freehand control,
Madden,
reinventing
dude,
everything
my
from the
favorite
snap to the
franchise.
dropback
I
to
love
the
Madden
pass to
so
the run
much.
after the catch,
And I could throw
you'll
the
feel
football
like
with
a
my
lively rookie
controller.
all over again. And grinders know it's all about balance.
Oh yeah, dude, Hidden
And
Block.
with
Hidden Block
Activision's
was the
Tony
thing.
Hawk, we will transmit
Had a
that
lot of
reality
friends
right to the palms
in
of
Hidden
your
Block.
hands. And Rayman's traveled to many platforms
Paging
for
Scott the
Ubisoft
Waz.
over the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
10 years.
Madden 08.
But if you think you know Rayman, wait until you see him with Wii.
That's really disappointing. Wait till you see him on Wii with mini games. They called it Hypersonic? I don't know. Was that just like a form in the game, maybe? I don't remember.
And THQ's SpongeBob also gets the makeover he's always longed for.
It's
with
Breacher from
freehand
the
control.
Krusty Brab or
There
whatever
is
it
great
was.
stuff
They had
on
they had it
way.
right there.
And while we're not going to specify a launch number this morning, you'll be playing 27 different Wii games
Didn't realize that,
tomorrow
Duke.
on the show floor.
That's cool. 27 games to demo for a new system. That's pretty awesome.
And seeing even more on video. And remember, that 27 number includes none of the titles which will be available with our virtual console.
There we go. There's some virtual
Until
console
you get
love.
the controller in your hand, you're nowhere near feeling what this is all about. Today, all we can do is show you examples. So
Bill
let's
T
bring
killed an
another one to
intern.
life right here on this stage. I'd like to introduce Javier Poix and Roman Campos Aurelia from Ubisoft
This
in
is-
France
this is Red
to
Steel.
take you through the new franchise exclusive Red Steel.
Same, Jabril. I was on IGN. I was on
Good morning,
GameSpot.
everyone. My name is Xavier Poix.
Every
I'm the
video. I was
director of
consuming
Ubisoft in
every
Paris,
video, no matter
where
how
Red
bad
Steel
it
is being
was.
developed. And joining me on stage is our lead game designer, Roman Campos Oriola. We are really very excited to be here today to debut Ubisoft's Nintendo
I was
Wii
on
exclusive
oneup.com.
launch title, Red Steel.
That's where I would like go on the forums.
Red Steel is a first-person action game set in
Yes,
both
indeed.
USA
These
and
French
Japan,
accents.
in which the
So
player
pretty.
will have to learn to master both modern firearms and the katana sword, taking, of course, full advantage of the Wii controller.
Yeah, he's got
Roman,
a smooth
as you can see,
accent.
is using the nunchuck controller
The
in his
biggest
left hand
problem
to
with
move,
Red Steel,
and he's
honestly,
able to
was the
look around
controls
and, to
and
fire
how
his gun with the other controller
you
simply by
couldn't
pressing the trigger
change
button.
the like
With the Wii controller, you
the
can handle
sensitivity
gun
of moving
way
the
you
camera.
want.
So you had to
And at the
move
first
to the
time,
edge
simply
of the
by
screen
moving
every
your
single
hands,
time you wanted
like in
to
real
like
life.
move the camera a
So,
bit.
if
It
you
was
want
not
to
as good
play
as like
Gangsta
Metroid
style,
Prime.
You can.
Oh, game trailers. Yeah,
And it's
dude.
the same
RIP to
to
game
open a door.
trailers.
As you have seen earlier, there is no button to push. Do it like you do at home. Just turn your hand or push the door very hard.
All right, Sock.
For the very
Thanks
first
for being
time in the
here.
game, you will
Appreciate
really
it.
feel like
I hope
both
you have a
your
good night.
hands have entered the screen. You are in the game. As you can see through the demo,
Like visually, it still didn't look
you
too
should at
bad.
least.
He's laughing at
There are many graphical
exploding that
details.
car.
Yeah, it comes back. Yeah.
That's so weird to me how people always clap
So I
for
don't know if you
violence
saw
in
that
these press
you have many
conferences.
graphical details from
I remember people
destructible
seeing like
environments,
The Last of Us and like
explosions,
people just getting
real-time physics,
decapitated
soft
or
bodies,
something, and they would
which
clap for
really
it. I always
help
thought that was
to
weird.
create an immersive experience for the player. So this is a little warm-up with enemies.
Yeah,
Before we go
murder,
into
hell yeah,
more
dude.
details.
It was kind of cool to
So
have
now
like a
let's play
first-person
Pachinko.
shooter for the launch of the Wii
The
though,
game
because
Will feature
obviously
a
Nintendo wasn't
variety of
known
handguns and
too much for
semi-automatic
having
weapons,
stuff like
shotgun,
this.
of course, as you will see.
And they had a good aesthetic
Now
in
we'll
terms
be
of
more
like
Speaking more precisely about IA
kind of
in the
these
game.
like this Asian style
So once again,
environment. I thought it was
destructible environments
very cool.
And enemies, surprisingly in a game,
It does
really
look
care
pretty
for
janky
themselves.
though. I
That
mean,
means that
I think that guy just
depending on
like
their level of
warped.
trust, they will hide themselves, they will go for cover, and they will try to
But I
attack you
mean,
from the back.
you kind of expect that
Try
with
to
with a
force to
launch
control the
game.
situation. That will help to keep
They definitely
the
rushed
action
this one out
fast-paced.
to get it out at launch. It was janky, yeah. But the multiplayer, we actually had some pretty good fun with the multiplayer. There was this mode where you would put the controller up to your ear and it would like recite
also
the
have
name of
A system of
the,
AI,
I guess
what
like
we can call
the
clan
marked
system.
player. So
That means
everybody
that
had to go
when
for that
the
specific
enemies
player,
have a
but
leader,
the one
they
player
will
didn't know.
rely on him. So if he has
So it'd
been
be like
disarmed by the player,
Dino
or
Boy is
if
the
he has
one or
been
whatever
been
like that
killed,
if they were
sorry,
playing as the Dino Boy
then
character.
they will act differently.
And like this is like a pachinko parlor. It's kind of a cool setting. Yeah, they got loud, but they were very poor quality. They would always like
So now
cut in and out.
Roman is going to show us a feature of the game which is called the freeze shot.
You could
This
adjust
feature
the
will be
volume though
very
as
useful
well,
in tricky
Duke.
situations.
There's an
So
adjustment
simply by
slider in
holding
the
a button,
Wii menu.
the player will be able to freeze time and then will be able to tag weak points on enemies.
I remember when freeze time was cool,
You then
slow
will have to
motion.
choose between killing those enemies or making them submit to you.
Yeah, I definitely had it low.
In this scene, you will be able to see the freeze shots.
Yikes.
Once again, destructible environments everywhere in the game.
No, not the fish. Not the fish.
The one woman will
I could see
tag
that,
the weak
Duke.
points, disarming or killing. So as you have seen, he killed a man and then
I did think that was kind of a cool feature of this game. You didn't have to target anybody's like vitals. You could just shoot like the guns out of their hand or something in that slow motion mode. That's kind of a neat idea. A little bit, but I mean, gonna give Red Steel a little bit of credit here. I don't know.
the boss is submitting to you. Then you can decide on what you want to do. Sit down, for instance, like this. Just simply by moving
That's
your
kind of
left hand
neat.
to indicate what you want him to do. We have
And this
red rays.
this is honestly looks pretty good. Like the rays coming through the screen. That's kind of neat. That's a neat effect.
Little surprise, collateral damage on the boss.
They did some neat stuff with this
Roman
game. It's
will know
unfortunate that
Have to take on his next enemy,
it was a launch game.
and for that he will have to draw his sword.
Climbing the ladder like that. But I think
So
this is
once
the
again,
part where
the
everybody
moves you
was
have to make
that everyone was the most
for the
excited
sword
for.
fighting are very intuitive. You can block with your left hand and slash with your right hand in any directions. That means that you will have dozens of combinations to do.
You definitely could not swing in any direction. I'm pretty sure these swipes were like random almost. It was very,
It should be
very
easy to handle, thanks to the
finicky
Wii controller,
with
but of course
the
very
sword
hard to master.
combat.
Thanks a lot for letting us introduce you to Red Steel, even if we had some
Waiting him to
small
wank the
problems,
demo we off
but
for, yeah.
everybody will be able
They have
to
those
play
cables for
tomorrow
every
at the
demo
Nintendo booth.
station.
Thanks a lot.
It was definitely not as responsive, Duke, if it was 8 directions.
Thank you, Xavier and Roman, for the demonstration.
I don't think it sold very well,
We
Martin,
wanna
which is a
switch gears
shame because
now
that one was so much
From
better.
what's going to be hot tomorrow to what's hot right now, Nintendo DS. Please welcome
Okay.
our Senior Vice President of Marketing and Corporate Communications, George Harrison.
There's George Harrison. Was it Mark you talking about this? Yeah, there he is. He's still back. Nintendo DS was a big thing at the time still. Obviously, it only been out for about a year or two,
No
so
matter who you are,
coming out of the floor. Yeah.
developer, publisher, retailer, we will make things better.
Looked like a starship
What
or
makes
something.
us think that Nintendo can deliver? Well, above all, one thing, Nintendo DS.
He was definitely standing there the whole
Our
time.
long-held strategy of disruption
Emily,
became reality when
welcome.
we launched DS
We will
18
make things
months
better.
ago. Since then, true
Is
gamers have
George
bought into true
George Harrison is a
hardware
Beatle, isn't
disruption
he?
And software disruption.
That is definitely a Beatle.
Different approach to portable play. Now, we're not going to spend too much time today drilling down on the sales numbers, but a little clarity is in order. The DS launched at the end of 2004, and it did very well.
So it's been out for
Then
about a year and a
PSP
half.
arrived, and some of you questioned if we were up to the challenge.
It does look good.
But once
Wonder
all
where
the
he is
early
now,
adopters
honestly.
cleared away, it became clear that a matter of games, it's always a matter of games as it always is.
Some good games there.
What's
WarioWare
revived the
Touched
portable
was one of my
market
first
is what
DS
only the
games.
DS
Loved it.
delivered. Things players had never seen before.
Yeah, interesting. You'd think you have the money just to.
The brain games. Seamless portable Wi-Fi play. The result is this.
Mario
In
Kart
terms
DS
of
is awesome.
Actual sell-through to players. The DS has sold more than 16 million units worldwide since its launch. Just
That would have been
18
better
months ago.
than what they had, Martin.
Now, independent sources
For
put the
sure.
total worldwide PSP sell-through to consumers at millions less. Millions less. But even more important is our growing momentum. First came Nintendogs. More than 6 million copies were sold to players around the world.
That's a
in
lot
just
of copies of Nintendogs. It is over a year, but
Nintendo
I mean,
Wi-Fi
that's a lot.
the most accessible game network ever created for dedicated gameplay. Easy and free.
I played a lot of
Pretty
Metroid Prime
persuasive
Hunters
offer.
multiplayer, but the single
And the
player is
player
not a
response
big
proves it.
thing for me. I don't like it that
1.3
much.
million discrete Wi-Fi connection users so far.
People like
totaling over
dogs. It's
40
true. I like
million
dogs.
Gameplay sessions. And all this in less than half a year.
Terry, what's up?
But
Tentacle
maybe the
Touchy.
strongest wave of all has just
Yeah,
reached
no
our
Nintendogs on
shores.
Switch. There's some clones,
3
but
weeks
not an
ago,
actual
The
Nintendogs.
first Brain game launched here in North America. This,
I forgot
after the
how
3
big
versions in
Brain Age
Japan,
was.
Sold through to more than 5 million players.
Brain Age was
Over a
absolutely
third of them
huge.
over the age of 35.
There you go, 5 million.
Now, it's too
players
soon
in
to tell if
in
our ultimate
Japan
success will
only.
match
That's crazy.
Japan's. But we do know that our sales of Brain Age over the first 3 weeks,
Brain Age
now
was
totaling
fun.
about
Yeah.
120,000 units, is even more than what we saw in Japan. And we expect to leverage that same appeal with a wider spectrum of games that we're calling touch generations.
Never. You wonder why I never got the
Beyond
Switch game
Brain
in North
games,
America? I
upcoming
think it
games
came out
like
on the
Clubhouse
eShop, right?
games
But
and
not physically.
Sudoku Gridmaster will further our reach to include people who've never felt comfortable with games.
Touch
before.
Generations was a cool line.
For DS, we're simply
I think
not
there was some
letting up.
weird games in the Touch Gen,
In
like
just a few weeks, the newest handheld.
I think like Hotel Dusk was a Touch Generations game, but that game was absolutely like obviously like anybody could play that because it's kind of a visual novel, but I feel like it appealed to a lot more than just the non-gamers, which is what I feel like Touch Generations was.
Sensation arrives
Brain
here
Age
in
was given
America.
out free.
Nintendo DS
didn't know
Lite.
that.
It's smaller, lighter,
Oh, this was
and
also a
brighter
big
than the
deal.
original.
DS Lite. I
and if the
traded in
Japan
my original
experience
DS to
is
get the
any
DS
teacher,
Lite.
It will be even more popular than the original.
Isn't this the
In
E3
only
they
a
dropped the
week,
Brawl
you'll be
trailer?
playing an all-new
I don't
Mario game,
remember.
which is the very picture of old
I think
school.
they did it afterwards,
The
actually,
environments, the
Gonzo.
characters,
I think
and
they
motions look
showed the
familiar,
trailer off
but with new
during this
spinning
E3, but not
blue
during the
shells and the
presentation,
ability for
which
two
is
players
weird.
to pit Mario against Luigi wirelessly this is a brand new Mario game, which will appeal to brand new players.
Yeah, Clubhouse Games was on the DS first, and now we got a Switch
Pokemon are
version.
coming too. In Pokemon Blue Mystery Dungeon for the DS,
I love DS
and the
emulation on the
companion
Wii,
Red Mystery
Wii U.
Dungeon for the Game Boy, you don't play with the Pokemon, you are the Pokemon.
Brain Age Switch was
These
never
games,
released
which
in
have
North
already
America?
sold
Okay,
through
I definitely thought it was
1.4
on the
million
eShop, but
copies
I
in
guess I'm
just 6 months
mistaken.
in Japan, arrive here on September 18th. Now, other Hall of Fame Nintendo names are also
I did as
on
well.
the way,
I went with the white DS
including
Lite.
Yoshi,
That was a big Yoshi's Island 2. That's a big announcement. It's unfortunate that that game didn't really live up to Yoshi's Island 1. But Star Fox DS, I actually liked Star Fox Command. I think I'm one of the few who like really liked Star Fox Command, but
Star Fox, and Diddy Kong.
yeah, I think they did it in like a
And if, and I know that if you're a
backstage
Final Fantasy
conference
fan
or
here in the
whatever.
West, there's always been something missing in your life. Final Fantasy III.
Oh, these were kind of
Well,
big
prepare
deals
to be
too.
fulfilled.
These
The
3D
legendary
remakes of
title
some of these
is
older
coming
Final
to
Fantasy
America
games.
on the DS, complete with a compelling storyline, but made even better with improved
Star Fox Command was a
3D
good
graphics.
realization of the Star Fox 2 system. Yeah,
And one more legend is also going global. Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam has him recruiting the best downhill skaters from around the world. But you can also connect directly to
the
best
3DS
players
game had
around the
awful
world.
music. Terry,
And
I know that
Thanks
much.
to the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, you can chat on voice over IP.
Final Fantasy
at
3
the
looks a
same
lot
time.
different. Yeah.
Perhaps best of all, DS is also getting its own exclusive Zelda title.
I love the
Legend of
DS.
Zelda
Oh.
Phantom Hourglass.
I didn't know they showed this here.
Picking up where Wind Waker left off, you'll now use your DS style.
I'm actually a big fan of Phantom Hourglass. I know that's kind of
and even the path
not
of
controversial,
Eagle
but a lot of people are not a huge fan of that
Glen.
game.
The DS is
But
set to
I
soar
really
to the
liked
next
it.
level. In all, there will be more than 100 new games from DS.
I think
now
Woolly
to
World is
end
the
of
closest
year.
thing, Serial, to
Take a
a
look.
good Yoshi's Island successor. Phantom Hourglass is tight. Okay, thank you, Duke. Mario Hoops 3-on-3, that was kind of cool. I wish they would make another full-fledged Mario basketball game. But that Mario Hoops game was co-developed by Square Enix, I think. It's amazing how much better the DS Lite was compared to the original DS. Like this probably should have been the original Nintendo DS. Elite Beat Agents, awesome game. Just fantastic. Yoshi's Island DS is great. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad at all. It's definitely no Yoshi's Island, no Yoshi's New Island. That game is not great. And the fact that it was on the side, Emily, the fact that the stylus was on the side was actually a huge deal to me. I really like sizzle reels. I miss sizzle reels like this. It was a good selling point. I don't know. I feel like it would have been a good selling point. All right. Big Brain Academy or Brain Age? Which one was better? I remember playing the demo of Big Brain Academy in stores, and I thought the games in this one were more fun. But everyone thinks Brain Age is better because it was more popular. Big Brain Academy. We got a couple Brain Ages, one Big Brain Academy. They had a Big Brain Academy on the Wii as well. I feel like that one was okay. Brain Age stands up to repetition more. That's a good point. I gotta play the Wii Big Brain Academy. I heard that one's pretty good. Big Brain Academy has the better Smash Brothers music. Okay. Terry only got Brain Age, so he's biased. Okay. I like to see the variance there. That's good. They were both good. They were both published by Nintendo too, so they had two Brain games. I was never a big Mario vs. Donkey Kong guy. Wasn't that what Anthony was playing earlier? One of those Mario vs. Donkey Kong games? Not a bad lineup for the DS.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Satoru Iwata.
There's the door again. Dude, it really is like a spaceship. Good to see Iwata back, though.
Thank you, and good morning. When I became
Every
Nintendo
time it comes
president,
out,
we
there's
decided on new
always a little
goals
tear.
for our
I
company.
love him.
Expanding the total number of people who play games. In order to do
Emily,
this, we needed
yes.
to target
Touching
not
is
only
good
current
was
gamers,
honestly
but
so
two
good.
different
I love
types
Touching
of
is good.
consumers. Those who
Yeah,
once played
Gonzo.
but who had lost interest, and even those who had never played.
You should have, Jabril, you should have seen some of the word art in
How would we do this?
in the earlier press conferences.
The
It
industry
was
has always
it was
tried
something
to
else.
improve in the same direction with games that more gorgeous and more complex.
I'm not sure, Terry, but
But
this is a popular
in order
venue.
to
I know that.
approach lapsed or former gamers and non-gamers.
Oh, your feelings
These
are
types
spilling.
of
I know
games
Iwata can do
not
that.
serve our purpose. The logical solution is to reinvent the relationship between player and game, the game controller interface.
I'm getting touched
We
for my
believe
birthday. Oh
this
no.
approach can appeal
Oh,
to
no.
a much broader audience, but also excite core gamers. This is important because core gamers
Yeah,
always
big
represent
yikes.
our most important audience. Our first implementation was Nintendo DS. Like many disruptive innovations, at first, it confused some people.
Yeah, what is this touch screen?
But
Why
these
does it have
people
two screens?
began to understand when they started to pet their puppies with a stylus and talk to them through the microphone. Next in Japan, we launched the first of the brain games. They have already been played by millions of people who never tried a video game before.
A lot of games I play with two screens. I never want to
Many
go back to
people
one
in our
screen.
industry thought these consumers were impossible to reach.
I
But now,
DS is
the trend is
definitely
spreading to the Western
one of my
world.
favorite systems ever in terms of the game library. It's up there.
So, how do we continue this strategy with Wii?
Yeah, RPGs were good for it. Anything with a map too.
One-hand control with the Wii remote is just like the touch screen of DS.
Dual screens, that's
Breaks
impossible.
down
Says the man with a
barrier
dual
to
monitor setup. Yep,
non-gamers
that's me.
and lapsed gamers. For
Oh
anyone,
yeah, Castlevania on the
it
DS
is
was great.
comfortable. In
He
addition,
paused there for pictures. That's
most
that's
lapsed
funny.
gamers have wonderful memories of games they used to play. The virtual console aspect of Wii will bring them together again. And the virtual console will also act as a living laboratory for simple, intuitive games.
They are
Using the
expensive.
creative
Order of
approach with the
Ecclesia
Wii
is like a
remote
$100
control
game
and
almost.
the business model of the virtual console, maybe a game like Tetris can be feasible once again.
Virtual Console on the Wii was the best version of Virtual Console, I think,
In
still,
the past 20
which is
years,
crazy.
as game
Wii U was
systems
very good too.
improved in
Wii U might have been better
functionality,
because it had DS and
there were
GBA,
also
but
downsides.
they had a lot of games on across
Among
both
those-
systems.
Among these, the startup time before gameplay begins is growing longer.
Yeah, fewer
and
games, but more
I have been
variety, I
planning,
guess, Duke.
Developing and playing games for a long time, and I still love all of this. But these days, I am busier than ever. And if I have to wait 30 seconds or 40 seconds or more for a game to load, often I get frustrated, and sometimes I just
That was
can
the last one, Emily. That's when he said, "You will say
and
wow."
now that I know I can instantly stop or start playing my DS by just closing or opening the top, I think I am spoiled.
Wii U didn't get Princess Tomato. Dang.
Maybe this has
Not
happened
worth
to
it.
you too. If serious gamers find these
Oh yeah,
delays
Gonzo,
frustrating,
that's a great point. Like people skip systems
how
sometimes, so
can we
that's
ever
why the
expect
Virtual
the
Console
mass
was such a
market to
great
show
thing.
more patience than we do? Unless we change, we can never increase the gameplay population. The Wii console will also help solve this problem. It can power up Virtual Console games and applications like our Opera web browser, saved to flash
Remember the Wii web browser?
almost as fast
That was
as
cool to
telephone
watch
or
like
television
YouTube videos on. I definitely
in
did
just
that.
A few seconds. And
was the first time I had a web browser on my TV.
No game console, no matter how powerful,
That's
solves
a bit
many
much,
power
Duke.
buttons when it is
Even if I wanted to use like my Stimmy for a game that expensive.
so, we
Does Opera still
designed our
exist? It
machine
does on
to
computers, but
provide
obviously
owners
not
a
on the
variety
Wii.
of services, even when it seems like it is turned off.
so many AMVs watched on the Wii
will
browser.
become the system that never sleeps.
Mario Party 9 is that
Using a
expensive
design
now?
called WeConnect24,
That's crazy. A lot of my
The
friends still
console
use the Opera browser because they have like this
automatically enters
gaming
standby
version,
mode.
right? That's pretty good, I
without
heard.
the fan running, but still operating key functions, and using about the same power of a miniature light bulb.
I feel like Wii Connect 24 was a thing that that didn't get utilized as much as it could have been. Like you could get messages and stuff from people, but I don't remember it being used for much more, honestly, other than you would get like a news update on the news channel or like weather update. I don't remember exactly.
Importantly, this means the Wii console can be constantly connected to the internet.
Photo channel was fun. I used the news
you
channel
have
and I
one.
used the weather
This
channel.
means
Having
developers
the
can push
globe
a new
and being
weapon
able
or
to spin
vehicle
the
or level
globe and
to
seeing
you,
weather in different
even
places was actually
while
really
you sleep.
fun.
For beginning gamers, just
It was super
starting
early days of
with
YouTube. Like
something like
YouTube had
Angry
only
Birds.
been out for about a year or something, right?
Anytime the console is in standby.
Check Me
They
Out
may
and
be able to
Everybody
find
Votes
that
was
a friend
awesome.
has visited their village and left a message
Look at these Animal
or
Crossing
a
kids.
gift.
We still don't have Porter.
And
No Porter.
other developers will configure their games so that players
That's true.
will
Wii U basically had
receive
best
the
of both
game
worlds.
elements or information that the designer wishes. And programmers won't need to write a single line of code. Networking software is included in the hardware. And developers can decide to add these functions at any time. What we are aiming for is a system
Yeah, Emily,
that
that's a
is
good point.
new every day.
It really did feel like it was connected to everything.
Then,
Even though it didn't have
the
great
most
online, it had some
difficult
cool
job
features that made it feel like it was
is to reach
connected.
people who have never played before. To approach them, we need to remove several walls. New controllers and the virtual consoles are important, but most important is software that these people will really want to play.
Yep.
These games would allow core gamers and non-gamers to happily and immediately compete against each other. What kind of game can do that? Among the examples you will
There's Wii
play
Sports.
tomorrow is Wii Sports.
I think they had a big on-stage demo for this, and they
This
might have
is
brought
a
someone from the
combination
crowd
which
to
will
play.
include tennis, golf, and baseball.
If I remember
in
correctly.
one package. It will be available on launch day. Beginning players will find control with the Wii Remote intuitive and appealing. Serious gamers will find it as
I have kind of a hot
surprising way
take in
to
that I
attempt
think
something they've
Nintendo
already
Land is a
done
better
many
launch
times
game
before.
than Wii Sports as a pack-in.
Expanding the game
I don't know if
audience with
other people have that
Wii
opinion, but I think Nintendo Land is so good.
Increasing the number of people in any household who are involved with games.
Promo images are nostalgic for
Today,
Nintendo Power. Yeah.
there are people who play and people who do not.
Never played Nintendo Land. It's
We
so
will help
good.
destroy that wall between them.
That's the problem with Nintendo Land. It's harder to sell,
Regardless
but
of
once you get
age,
your hands on it, it totally
gender,
makes sense.
And game experience. Anyone can instantly
Game &
understand
Wario would have been a good
Wii.
pack-in too, I think. Yeah.
And we can provide anyone with
Kirby,
fresh,
you
new
agree?
experiences. Every day,
The games were
there
just
is
so much
something
more
new
fun, I think, and they were
for
deeper
everyone.
too, deeper
every
experiences.
day. This is our answer. Thank you very much.
Iwata's presentations are always heartfelt. I feel like I say that every time, but it's so true.
Right now, there are 3,000.
No, you
of
can't take it back,
watching
Duke. You
here in
can't
the
take back
audience,
what you said.
and a lot more online. And we'd like nothing better.
Is that Brad
to invite
Shoemaker
you
from
all
Giant
up
Bomb?
on
I think
stage
I
to
saw
play.
Brad Shoemaker from Giant Bomb.
While we can't do that for everyone, we can make that
Mario
happen
Chase was
for one
good.
person.
I love Luigi's Ghost Mansion.
As you know, we've been running an online sweepstakes
All the
with our
multiplayer
good
ones, honestly,
friends
were very
at
good. The
AOL
single player ones were the
to
only
choose
ones
the
that were a
first
little bit,
player in the world
little
to
bit
get his or
not
her
great.
hands on the controller. The random selection has given us 3 grand prize finalists.
Yeah, the Zelda one was
and they're
good.
all
Even the
here with
Metroid
us
one was
today
great.
in the Kodak Theater.
Animal Crossing. Yep, all the multiplayer
Mr.
ones.
Miyamoto himself has chosen the winner at random. And he's
Oh,
put
yeah.
the name
Okay.
inside an envelope, just like it's always done up here at the Academy
They had like a
Awards.
contest winner to play Wii Sports for the first time on stage.
Now, please join me in welcoming Mr. Shigeru Miyamoto with the announcement of the final sweepstakes winner.
It's the door again. I can't get over it, man.
Thank you,
Once
Reggie.
somebody mentioned it and how crazy it was.
But before I pick the winner, I should explain how we will play. Tennis, anyone? Control is simple and
Change out of my
intuitive.
tux.
Even your mom
Yeah.
can play. Just grip the
Shiggy is always so happy.
mouth like a tennis racket. I'll show you.
I did like the
Explain
DK one in
Japanese.
Nintendo Land, actually, Emily. I played that a lot.
Toss up,
Moderate
To serve,
attack.
you just toss and serve. One swift stroke.
one hand.
You hit 4 hands.
See, this is why people destroyed their TVs.
backhand.
Look how crazy, like, look how into it Miyamoto is. They were just
swing
emulating
hard, high,
Miyamoto,
cross.
honestly.
Top spin.
Twist the remote as you're swinging for topspin or backspin. And hopefully you'll keep it in bounds.
I love hearing Miyamoto just like, it's crazy.
あんまりね、I'm pro player. あんまり上手じゃないんでね、
I'm not quite as good as I hoped at this
誰
game.
かに手伝ってもらおう。
So let's see if I can find a partner who maybe is a little bit better than I am.
Then,
Bill got rid of his middle part,
The
by the way.
winner
I forgot
is-
about that.
Scott Dyer.
Scott Dyer. I wonder where this guy is now. You think he still has his Wii? Think he's playing Wii today?
Congratulations.
I
Congratulations.
wonder what Scott
Please,
Dyer
join
is
Mr.
doing.
Miyamoto.
Congratulations. May I ask you to be my partner in the next game?
Dude,
Ready to stand on the other side of
I
Mr.
would have
Miyamoto.
been like starstruck.
Reggie-san
I don't guess
誰か
starstruck, but Miyamoto might
Why
have
don't
done
we,
it for, done it
Reggie,
to
why don't
me.
you come out? Do we have anybody that we
He
can
went
possibly
on
play
to
against?
produce 7
Yeah,
kids.
I think I could find someone to play. I think we're ready to go.
Oh, so it's gonna be Miyamoto and Scott
Mr.
Dyer
Iwata, maybe
versus
this year
Reggie
I
and
can just take the
Iwata.
names and you can
Take bets now. Take your bets. Iwata and Reggie, or Miyamoto and Scott Dyer. That dude isn't even Scott. Reggie, okay. Lewis got Reggie. I mean, you can't go wrong with Reggie. Iwata, I mean, Miyamoto had a little bit of practice though, so we'll see.
kick the
We'll see who wins.
Hands to the strap.
Yes, of course. That is my job.
Wow.
Play around
Looks like we've got Mr. Iwata both here on stage and in the game.
Dude, look at these old Miis. I can't get over it. These old Miis look so funny compared to the ones we have now and the ones they changed to. Like, I think Anthony made the point. They have ears. They never got ears in the final version. The real winner will be Bill. Yes. I love these old Miis.
Okay.
Reggie. You wish
Who's
they had
that
ears.
handsome devil?
Look at Miyamoto. Oh my gosh. I don't think they had all these options either. They probably took away some options. So he's got a little more detail in his face than Mii's usually do. But that's 100% Miyamoto. Who'd they get for Scott?
winner.
Just a random Mii?
Okay. います。
So we've got Mr. Miyamoto and his partner on the left side, and we've got Reggie and Mr. Iwata on the right.
Oh, did Iwata hit it out? Wow. Miyamoto with the swiggity
So again,
swiggity.
toss and serve. Look, forehand, backhand.
Game point.
Yeah,
As you
Bill
can see,
already
this is a
forgot the
quick shortened
partner.
version of tennis. 3 points and you lose. So let's see if our executive team here can make a comeback.
Miyamoto in the back. Oh, man, Iwata really... Iwata ruined it, man.
もう一回やります。
That was quick. Maybe
We need
should
a
give these guys
rematch.
another
Okay,
chance.
rematch. That was practice. That was just
A
practice.
rematch?
リマッチ
Mount Rushmore of Nintendo, yeah.
Nice
Scott's in
serve.
here.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Reggie.
Remember the WoW in Wii Sports?
Very good.
You know, I
A
would've thought you'd have
rematch
a little
if you
more power in that, Reggie.
That's very clever.
Oh.
Reggie just whiffed. He whiffed, dude. He swung that remote and completely missed the ball.
Distracting me. What is this?
It's awkward, but I love it. This is the type of thing I love.
Oh.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Reggie and Iwata
That's
finally got a
comeback.
point. Oh.
Tied game.
Okay, wait a second. Scott was this... We got to go back and look at Scott's Mii. If I can pause it. What is that? What is this blue man? You thought I meant he smelled some shit? No. Is this some just stand-in Mii that they had there? Because it does look like Grover. And he's got a crown. That's so weird. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Is that Arlo? Good question. Maybe I should tweet that at him. Was Arlo in 2006, Nintendo's 2006 press conference?
Tied game.
I'm blue, dabba dee dabba da.
よし
Oh, they won again, dude. Scott
Mr.
MVP.
Miyamoto, you pulled it out in the end.
What a shot.
Very good.
We'll gather in the middle.
He would put it in the news roundup. That'd be funny.
What a great match. Now, of course, Scott got his chance on stage here today, but all of you are going to be able to play tennis tomorrow on the show floor. Just be sure to wear some loose clothing so you can really get into it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow.
Dude. Scott did good, dude. He used his 5 minutes of fame to win
Let's face it.
Wii Sports.
The bottom line of every E3 is simple. What's hot and what's not. Here's our take. What's hot is the feel of the game. The look is secondary. What's hot is the next leap, not just a small step. It's hot if it's disruptive.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's not if it's predictable.
Scott got so many
The
chicks after
future
that.
of our industry is inclusion, not exclusion. It's about the heat of emotion,
Y'all are getting a
not
little,
the chill of
little
technology.
rowdy in there now, huh? In the chat?
We know that the future is right here. We and the DS represent the same thing, risk. Risk allows progress.
Oh my God,
We're a
guys.
company that doesn't run from risk. We run to it. Change is good. We were the disruptor 20 years ago, and we still are today. DS is only the latest example. We will come next. Every year, we hope you'll
Reggie's
walk
coming
out of our
for you.
media briefing saying,
Reggie
yeah,
will
these guys are the hot
come
story of the
find
show.
you.
But you know what? Today, we're not asking that. Of course, we hope you like what you've seen so far. But in reality, we also know that seeing is just an impression.
Excuse me? What do you mean, excuse me?
Playing is believing. Thank you all. We look forward to seeing you on our
Reggie
show
is
floor
coming
tomorrow.
for you? Is that what you're talking about? Dude, this music. Yo. Is that it? That's it for E3 2006? Yep, that's it. Oh, hey, look, it's Arlo. He was on the, he was in the E3 presentation. All right, let's go back to this. E3 2006. That was a good one. I like that. Naveed, I'm not being filthy, dude. I just said Reggie's coming for you. He's going to kill you. I don't know what you're thinking about. You're thinking of some weird things over there, Kat. Gonzo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You had a way too long of a pause between For You. Hey, man. You hear what you want to hear, maybe. I'm just saying words, okay? I can't control what you want to hear. DK Bongos. Clap louder. There we go. This was the transfer from media to the general public, in your opinion? I could see that. I think that's true. I think it's getting there, like totally more towards the fans. Martin, I do love the Wii. I think it's a super underrated system. I think people think the Wii is not as good as it really is because they think of all the shovelware, which it does have a lot of shovelware, but it also has an insane amount of good games. So I love the Wii. Not a single graph, dude. Duke, you're right. Some people would pay good money to be killed by Daddy Reggie. Clap louder. I'm sorry. I don't want to clip my mic. Yeah, leave me alone, cat. What system doesn't have shovelware? I don't know. Like the Neo Geo AES or something? The Neo Geo CD? That system basically doesn't have shovelware, but all the games are also like $200 each, so good luck. Good luck playing that stuff. Switch eShop is so buried with shovelware, yeah. Definitely, dude. The Wii is awesome. I have like over 150 games for the Wii, and pretty much all of them are good stuff. That's good stuff. So, oh, the Kirby. Do you see the little Kirby? I can't point at it. Oh, there you go. There's Kirby. Squish, squish, squish. Kirby was watching with me. He loves E3. There's a little Clefairy and a Slowpoke in the background as well, if you can see. Clefairy's on the back of Slowpoke. Yeah, Kirby had a little bit too much to eat tonight. It's okay, though. He's fine. Please recommend some Wii games. I could do that at some point. Sin and Punishment. I don't know. I have to go through it. It's hard to think about it off the top of my head. But one idea I actually had for streams was going through some of my collection and talking about each of the games. So I thought that'd be a fun stream. Also, Ryukami, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. That sounds fun. Yeah, I mean Cat's collection. I'm sorry. The collection that Cat only plays, not me. Talk about Puppeteer. You might come up in that discussion, Cat, if I talk about Puppeteer. Captain Kirby, you have one like that, but a keychain? Dude, I love Fat Kirby. Fat Kirby is the best. I want to just squeeze him. Shame you into playing better. Yeah, so I might do that after this E3 stuff. I might think about doing like a little game collection talk, doing like I don't know, like I said, bring out the Wii collection, just talk about all the games I have. I might need like a secondary camera setup somehow. I'd have to bring out like my actual camera for that. But I can think about that another day. But I'm glad you guys think it might be a good idea. After this E3 stuff, I might shame you, Kat. Yeah, finally. Finally, it'll be the time to shame you. It's good to be back, Mark. I appreciate the warm welcome from everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. There's cheap $20 caption cards I can get. I think, can't like Panasonic cameras, don't they connect directly to like your computer and you can just have they have some software you can use that they released when like COVID started, so you could use that as a webcam? Not for video. Maybe Canon has some shitty ones. Yeah, I don't know. The Wii was one of those consoles where everybody has a different opinion on games because it was all about the memories. Yeah, it has a lot of good memories. I think a lot of people also don't like it because of the controls. Unfortunately, obviously, motion controls aren't going to click for everybody. And that's okay. That's totally fine. It was something that clicked for me though. I liked motion controls, not for every game. Some games did it poorly, some games did it well, but for the most part, I'm a fan of motion controls. So, rip off Elgato cam links. Yeah, I could get stuff like that to use. So, yeah. You still don't know how you discovered me, Mark? I don't know either. I can't tell you, but either way, appreciate you being here. It's fun. They someone address controls with classic controller? Yeah. Jobriel, I do YouTube very, very infrequently. I released a video just about three weeks ago or something like that. But I only make like one video every few months or so. So I'm not super frequent uploader. But I do stuff when I want to, you know. I do YouTube for fun, and hopefully people enjoy it. Mike sounds great. Okay, thank you. I'm glad my investment from like 5 years ago is going to good use. Yeah, I'm a hobby YouTuber. And yeah, you're welcome, Kat. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah. You'll subscribe to any Metroid fan? Hell yeah, dude. More Metroid fans. We need more Metroid fans. We need more people to buy Metroid games. We need Nintendo to know we want more Metroid. It used to be one of their pillars. It was like Mario, Zelda, Metroid. We want that back. Kirby, thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So next time, we're going to watch E3 2007. I don't remember anything about 2007. So I don't think that's a good sign. That's probably not a good sign. There's no way it's going to be better than 2006, in my opinion. 2008, I believe, is the one that's very bad. So that one's going to be fun to watch for some reasons, but not good reasons. Yeah. Glad you guys are looking forward to it. Glad you guys were here. I don't think Anthony's here anymore, but appreciate the raid from him so much. That's very nice of him. Smash Brothers will be there. Yeah, maybe some Mario Strikers. We'll see. Ravi Drum will be in 2008. So a couple more streams until Ravi Drums. Yeah. So anyway, thank you once again for being here. Nobody, once again, is online that I know. So we might have to search for a random person. What game should I look up for a raid? Oh, Hikari also. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What about Super Mario Galaxy? Let's see if anybody's playing Super Mario Galaxy. Raid Willow. Who's Willow? I don't know who Willow is. She's playing Baldur's Gate 3. Should I raid Willow? Okay, cool. I don't know who she is, but we will definitely go ahead and raid her off your suggestion. So thank you, Emily, for the suggestion. Let's do that. Raid Willow. It's just Willow? Nothing else? All right, hopefully this works. I don't... Mark, do you want to make a raid message? I don't have any, like, emotes or anything, so... I don't know if a raid message is something I can do yet that really works. Give us your money. You guys can just, like, nav raid. Let's end freak out. Please no. Nav raid. I don't know. You guys can do whatever you want. Just have fun with it. All right. I'm going to send you guys over to Willow. There we go. Should be going in a second. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later. Appreciate you being here. Goodbye.